Hello, this is Annalise from Bradley Mountain Farm, and little Emily and I are here today to talk to you about how to give your goat a copper pill. We're going to go over a few different techniques that you can use to give your goat copper, but just to give you more background, we're also going to talk about why do you need to give copper, and more importantly, what happens when you don't give your goats copper. So stay tuned, we'll be starting right away. Okay, nothing is more frustrating than starting a project and in the middle realizing that you don't have everything you need and you have to go back to the store. So here are some things that you're going to need to make sure you have before you get started giving copper out to your goats. First, a baby goat. Yay! And not just any goat. Goats have to be at least 2 months old in order to get copper. Then after they get their first copper, they join the herd. And depending on your herd and what your herd needs, could be anywhere from every 3 months to every 6 months for the rest of their lives. So they're in it for the long haul with the copper. Actually, we get our copper, so you also need copper pills. We get our copper from Walmart. And Walmart has 4 grams for adults, 2 grams for kids, and a really good price. You can get a bottle of 100 copper pills. So look around before you buy because there are differences in prices. You also need a dispenser. I have seen some really expensive dispensers that were just for goats and they're $40. I've seen ones for cows that didn't work at all because they were too big. This is a great little dispenser you could get at Jeffers for $2.99. It's worth every penny. Take a look at the website and get 3 of them, get 4 of them. They're really great and they're a great price. And last but not least, make sure you have little goat treats on hand. We use Timothy pellets for our treats. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor and you get a sticker. If you end on a good note and you give the goat something that they can remember as a good thing, the next time they won't fight you as hard when you want to give them a copper pill again. So when you get all this stuff together, you are good to go. So if you are looking carefully at your herd, you are going to see the effects of them not having enough copper well before these symptoms you see in front of you. But there are certain signs that you can tell that goats need copper, and we'll take a look at some of those. So definitely hair loss, especially around the face and their tail. You can see this poor goat over here actually has a ring of hair loss right around their eyes, and that's what you start to see, in the eyes and on the nose right here, that the hair starts to wear thin. So that's definitely a sign they're not getting enough copper. Also, their coat looks really rough and it looks unkempt. Some of that could be due to winter, but also if it's summer and they look like that, that's definitely copper. And then you can see a classic fishtail. For some reason they lose the hair at the end of their tail. So you can see this poor little girl over here. She actually has, like a little fishy part to the end of her tail. And that's how you can tell that a goat's had a copper deficiency. Last but not least, we have a change in your hair color. So maybe a black goat looks gray or a gray goat looks white. So these are some things that will tell you that you got to get your goats copper right away. Also, take a look at their eyes, because as they their immunities go down because they don't have enough copper, they're going to actually get more, they'll be more prone to parasites, and then you might see their eyes are going to become a white color, which means they're getting anemic. So these are all bad signs that you want to stay away from. If you're going to be giving any kind of pills to goats, you're going to have to deal with their really, really razor sharp teeth. And here's a little picture of a goat skull that just shows you what their jaw is made up of. So if you look at the top of the jaw, actually I don't know if most people are surprised to hear that they don't have teeth at all on the top part of their jaw. The bottom part of their jaw, they have teeth, but they're pretty blunt. The teeth are just really meant to bring the food in. But these babies are the ones that do damage. So these are razor sharp teeth. Even when goats are little babies, they can cut your hand. If you put your hand back there, you really need to stay away from them. They are pretty bad. So whenever you're working with goats, if you have to open their mouth, you kind of put your hand right in here or your fingers right in here. You try to never go back here, because you're gonna get bit, and it's not even gonna be intentional. So people buy these boluses, or like we have this easy pill dispenser. It's the same theory. You put the pill at the bottom. You put the pill at the bottom. You have a plunger on the top, and you can put it down their throat, and then you're going to just avoid those teeth. So really what people do is you tip the skull, or you tip their head. You put the pill in one side, down their throat, and then you push the plunger, and there goes the pill. So that's the best way to be safe. If you have a small goat or one that's kind of not that strong, we'll show you another way, and you can just put the pill in their mouth without the bolus, but you really need to understand their teeth, and you need to accept that you could get bit unintentionally. So let's take a look at the 2 ways that you can handle it, and you could choose the best one for you. Okay, so here we have Kian, who's actually going to be working with Primrose to give her copper shot or copper pill. And you can see he's actually putting the copper into the pill dispenser, our little $2 $3.99 dispenser. We're tipping her head up and actually prying open the front of her mouth. Never go in the back of the mouth, because that's where the sharp teeth are. And he's putting the bolus, whoop, there, it went really fast. So Kian has actually got the copper in there. He's holding her mouth up so that she can't spit the copper pill out, and he's holding her for a while, so, and making sure that she's actually chewing. So those are some things that you want to do. We have had goats that have spit out 2 and 3 copper pills. You want to make sure their head is up and that they are not spitting out those pills. Now we're going to work with Benjamin, who's a lot smaller and a lot less feisty. You can see Kian's got the copper pill in his hand. He's opening up Benjamin's mouth, making sure to stay away from those sharp teeth. There goes the copper pill. And we're trying to get that to the back of his mouth. You can see Benjamin's actually swallowing and chewing right now. You want to make sure that they do the swallowing and the chewing so that they don't choke, but you're going to hold their nose up and make sure that he's double checking to make sure that the copper pill got swallowed, because again, goats are famous for spitting it out when you're not looking. Good job, Kian, and good job, Benjamin. You can try both of these techniques and see which one works better for you. We normally do a combination of both. And if you've got free time, we'd love it if you could go to our website at www.bradleymountainfarm.com. If you're local or if you're out of town, subscribe to our mailing list. And we have a lot of great activities at our farm. We have goat yoga, goats in pajama parties. We have goat therapy, join the herd, and we make great goat milk soap that comes right from the milk from our herd. So we really hope that you'll visit us, and thanks for watching today.